And ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention, please. If we could have to just please find your... We're set to get underway. Thank you. Try to time it the best I can. All right. Okay, all good. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Darren Dunn. I'm Chief Executive Officer out here at Assiniboia Downs. On behalf of my fellow Senior Executive Sharon Gullius and our Board of Directors, we are very pleased that you could join us for the tradition of the official draw for post positions for the 66th running of the Manitoba Derby. And I do hope you take a moment when I say 66 and recognize the history and take a moment and step outside to our archival display. Assiniboia Downs historian Bob Gates has available just outside of the dining room. There are some amazing pictures and certainly some amazing stories attached to the winners of this annual feature race here at Assiniboia Downs, and Bob would certainly be happy to elaborate and or answer any questions that you might have. As we like to remind you each year at this event, this is not about speeches, so we'll be brief. It's about our premier event of the racing season, and this one belongs to the horses and our very special guests involved with them, the trainers and their staff who have worked very hard to reach this pinnacle opportunity, the jockeys who are included in this elite group and carry the pressure on their shoulders live while we all watch, and very importantly, the owners of the horses who have put their money where their mouth is and created this opportunity for themselves. So congratulations in advance to all. We look forward to a safe and exciting race on Monday afternoon, and of course, may the best horse win. We do have a special guest on hand this afternoon and certainly appreciate his regular annual support. So we'd like to take a moment now and call on the councillor from St. Charles Ward, Mr. Grant Nordman, to say a few words.
Thanks, Darren. It's always a pleasure to come to the Downs. This year it looks like I'm the only politician here, so I can have some fun. I know Jim Rondo would have liked to have been here, but he's in the Pyrenees hiking, contemplating whether he should run against me this fall. That's true. He'd resigned from his provincial job and cost the province $100,000 to have a by-election so he could run against me at the city level. That's not the worst of my problems. I also have a guy who registered last Friday, and on his Facebook page it says he speaks English, French, and Klingon. So we've got some quality people. In any event, being part of the family out here at Assiniboia Downs in St. Charles Ward, it's always a great destination. The Manitoba Derby is a marquee event every summer that people look forward to. And as Darren already mentioned, the commitment of the owners, the trainers, the jockeys, everyone here at the Downs to make it a special afternoon on the soon-to-be, I guess, Terry Fox holiday a year from now. We, as members of the City of Winnipeg, appreciate the contribution that Assiniboia Downs makes to our tourism industry, our entertainment sector, and just all around good fun. So have a good afternoon on Monday, everybody. Good luck, and always thanks for having me.
Thank you very much, Grant. And ladies and gentlemen, while we are here to talk about the Manitoba Derby on Monday, as many of you know, we also race on Friday and Saturday night of the long weekend, and those race cards are full and set to go. I'd also like to remind you that in addition to the big race on Monday, we'll also feature the $50,000 Assiniboia Oak Stakes for 3-year-old fillies, the $30,000 Graduation Stakes for 2-year-olds, and the $30,000 R.J. Spears for older horses. In total, we'll offer more than $200,000 in purses to race for, making Monday's race card the richest day of racing on our 2014 calendar. Today, though, again, we're here to talk about and recognize the Manitoba Derby as the Manitoba tradition continues on Monday. We'll again feature all of the pageantry, the prestige and tradition that is Manitoba Derby Day at Assiniboia Downs, from the popular annual Derby Day Fabulous Hats contest to the live on-site bugler to all of the free family fun events and contests that will take place. And on that tradition note, you'll see on the cover the winner of the 2013 Manitoba Derby of your press kits, Assembly Hall, as we are pleased to recognize his accomplishment in this event last year. And then on a special note, this year's Derby features, among other very worthy contestants, an impressive horse who happens to be proudly a Manitoba bred, with a very big shot at the winner's circle. His name is Jet Again, named after the return of the NHL to Winnipeg with the Winnipeg Jets. And perhaps one could wonder if the results on Monday for Jet Again may be a sign of what is yet to come for the Winnipeg Jets in the upcoming season. Wouldn't that be an interesting predictor? On that note of recognition for a Manitoba bred, as I put emphasis on that, we felt it would be very important to recognize another Manitoba bred who got the job done in this race, the first Manitoba bred to ever do it. So turning to the inside program cover, we are very pleased to feature and recognize Manitoba bred Mary's J, winner of the 1976 Manitoba Derby. And ladies and gentlemen, today we are very pleased to recognize the trainer of that horse, who is actually with us today, 38 years later. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a hand for Mr. Clayton Gray? And in what I'll call a retro look back, on the back inside cover, we are pleased to showcase the winner of the Manitoba Derby 50 years ago, a horse by the name of Langcrest. Now, this horse accomplished a lot in his 3-year-old campaign that year. Unfortunately, it happened to be in the shadow of another horse from Canada you may have heard from that year, a little horse they called Northern Dancer. Tough crowd for recognition, but Langcrest won our big one then. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to introduce you to the field of horses for Manitoba's Manitoba Derby on Monday afternoon. So I do encourage you to keep that press kit in your hand. Please feel free to follow along and on the television monitors as well. And we certainly proudly let you know that, ladies and gentlemen, we've assembled a wide-open, talent-laden field from home and far and wide to enter the gate on Monday and showcase their skills. And we begin with the recently mentioned Jet Again. The horse that's name is near and dear to Winnipeg NHL fans. Jet Again, as mentioned, named in honor of the return of the Winnipeg Jets NHL franchise to this city. And like the Jets, he is young and talented, and we may not have seen his best efforts to date. In saying that, though, to be clear, he has opened eyes on the track with great pride. He was bred, born, and raised right here in Manitoba by his owners, who join us here today proudly. He was purchased out of the annual Canadian Thoroughbred Horse Society yearling sale held right here at Assiniboia Downs each year, and now he's set to contest the Manitoba Derby as a highly respected entrant. His campaign at age 2 could be called his stint in the AHL. At 3, with exceptional guidance and conditioning provided by his trainer Jim Maynard and his wife Amber, he has blossomed and is now up at the NHL level with the big club, and he's here to stay. He's won 3 of 4 starts this year, including a stake event named in honor of one of his owner's fathers. And in the recent prep race for the Derby, the Harry Jeffrey Stakes, he battled with determination to a very validating second-place finish. Here is a look at Manitoba bred Jet Again. Christopher Husbands, third in the ASD standings, handles the reins.
And then it's still Gibson's Finest and Iganigi, who can see them all. The half, 46-2, and Jet Again, wow, goes right on by and gets the lead. Wolf de Doof trying to battle back on the inside, but Jet Again uncocks the stick and now's letting him run to improve his time, opening up on the field. Jet Again will take the 27th running of the Frank Arneson Sire Stakes second. Will be Wolf.
We next move on to Master Lightning. Owner Phil Kivas, who joins us here today, and we're very pleased to have him, is certainly no stranger to the highest levels of competition here at Assiniboia Downs, and he is certainly no stranger to raising the Queen's Cup after competing in the Manitoba Derby, having stood victorious in the winner's circle after this race before on 2 occasions, in 1996 with Northern Prospector and in 1991 with Plenty Chili. On Monday, he'll be looking to achieve that feat and feeling again with his recent purchase out of New York called Master Lightning. Under the care and handling of recent Assiniboia Downs leading trainer Shelley Brown, the jockey in the saddle will be 2-time defending Assiniboia Downs leading rider Paul Nolan, a winner of this race himself aboard Beluga Bull in 2012. Master Lightning was claimed or purchased for $75,000 US from the famed Belmont Park in early July. By a wide margin, this horse sports the largest career earnings in the field, having topped the $140,000 mark already in just a brief 11-race campaign. His 2 career wins came at Belmont Park and Aqueduct, both New York landmarks. He has competed in multiple Grade 2 events, including finishing 5th, while leading most of the race to, among others, a horse named Wicked Strong, a recent American Triple Crown contender this year who finished 4th in the Kentucky Derby and 4th in the Belmont Stakes, and then just won the prestigious Jim Dandy Stakes at Saratoga on Saturday. Master Lightning can also claim a solid 3rd-place effort in a $75,000 stake event at legendary Gulfstream Park in Miami, Florida in early April. Big credentials on paper combined with experienced winning connections on the ground here already at Assiniboia Downs could translate into a winning combination on Monday. Here is a look at Master Lightning.
Apart for the lead, Frogman Mel 3 lengths behind in 4th, a 1/4 mile to the finish. It's Master Lightning in between horses, Maximus Decimus at the rail, Louisiana Flyboy on the outside. 3/4 went in 1, 16 and 2. Master Lightning, Maximus Decimus, Louisiana Flyboy with a 16th to the wire. Master Lightning by a neck, Maximus Decimus, Louisiana Flyboy on the outside, and Master Lightning takes it. Louisiana Flyboy got second.
We continue on now to Northern Contract. This horse is easy to categorize as light on experience, but very long on talent. His win percentage sits at an impressive 50%, having scored already 3 times in only 6 races. Northern Contract cut his teeth in the Southwest United States, getting his start, a winning one, at Sunland Park in New Mexico. After a major class raise to the Turf Paradise Derby in late February, he finished a credible 5th, while importantly showing that a distance of ground was within his capabilities. In his next start, again in Arizona, he quickly returned to the winner's circle with a resounding exclamation point, winning by over 5 lengths in allowance company. Arriving to Assiniboia Downs in May, his first test would be on the ultimate trail to the Manitoba Derby when he took on the top 3-year-old talent in the $30,000 Golden Boy Stakes. The results? Another take-notice win. The performance this time by an eye-catching 7 lengths. A recent 3rd in the local prep race for the Derby while leading throughout, very successful veteran trainer Don Schnell will look to have this Kentucky-bred set to tackle the distance and the talented field on Monday. His jockey will be Adolfo Morales, who is challenging for the leading rider title this season and won this race before in 2009 aboard Smuggler's Hold. Here's a look at Northern Contract.
Wide Northern Contract just gallops on by and takes the lead a half in 46 seconds. Northern Contract looking absolutely awesome, opening up by 5 inside the 8th pole. Northern Contract toying with this field and gonna take it easy. The battle is on for second as a high 5 just gets up to beat Megatron Ruler.
On we go now to On Andy's Advice, a very well-traveled young horse with a passport that shows stops in Ontario, West Virginia, Maryland, and Alberta over a brief 8-race career. Andy's Advice arrives from out west and Northlands Park in Edmonton, and he arrives off a winning effort. He recently scored in a 1-mile allowance race while dueling throughout on the front end before pulling away late to win. This was the 2nd lifetime win for the son of Breeders' Cup juvenile winner Wilco. He clearly has the pedigree to enjoy the challenging 1.125 distance the Manitoba Derby contest presents, and he'll look to use that to his advantage with his versatile running style. A previous victory was also achieved at a distance of ground with a win at Laurel Park in Maryland on a tough northeastern circuit. One of 2 entrants in the race, conditioned by trainer Wally Pugh, Perennial Assiniboia Downs top 5 jockey Tyrone Nelson will be in the saddle, and here's a look at On Andy's Advice.
Has now briefly put away the challenge of Majestic Mark, and now will have to hold off the closers. 6 furlongs, 1:14 flat. Rough Trade's been biding his time there in third, and now going to swing out for the drive. Majestic Mark on Andy's Advice. Rough Trade, Lintlaw widest of all, but he's starting to wind it up. Not today for Out of Exile, still lingering in last. On Andy's Advice, turned away the challenge of Majestic Mark, but now going to look out for Lintlaw. On Andy's Advice will score over Lintlaw. Majestic Mark third, fourth for Rough Trade, fifth Out of Exile.
We continue along now with Storm Chance. Another of the local offerings for Monday afternoon. This horse continues to blossom with every start thanks to the sharp training of Marvin Buffalo. Sprinting, not a problem. A route of ground or distance effort, not a problem. This is a well-bred Kentucky gelding who showed immediate signs of ability when he won his first ever lifetime start at the age of 2. He also chalked up a third-place finish in the $30,000 graduation stakes that same year, a clear indication he can compete at the highest levels and belongs at the top. His best stride appears to be on the front end, and that carried him a long way in a recent 1-mile event where he finished second, nicely setting him up for the extra ground required, and especially at the level he competed at in his last race, which included older horses, something beyond the restriction of the age 3 combatants he will see on Monday. Prior to his recent strong showing, he found the winner's circle with a commanding wire-to-wire win by over 4 lengths. Quincy Hamilton is in from Minnesota's Canterbury Park to ride. Here's a look at Storm Chance.
5 out of it is Hamlick, and the trailer is still Ben Bolt, the half, 46 seconds, and Storm Chance still looking strong on the lead. Eternal Valor unleashed on the outside to the inside. Mr. Calypso, Storm Chance finding another gear at the 16th pole and gonna get it done by above 4 lengths. Eternal Valor second best, Mr. Calypso third, and a late rally from Ben Bolt.
On now to Street Prancer. World-famous trainer Steve Asmussen will send a horse to compete in the Manitoba Derby for the first time ever. Some serious credit has to go to former Assiniboia Downs 4-time leading jockey Tim Gardner for his arrival. Now a successful jockey agent, Tim Gardner has been on the phone to Mr. Asmussen countless times over the years, reflective of his association and friendship with the renowned trainer. And at last, those phone calls have paid dividends as his jockey, young former Barbadian champion Jalon Samuel, will be aboard the Kentucky bred for one of the winningest trainers ever in North America. While Steve Asmussen will not attend in person, the horse will be stabled here locally with trainer Blair Miller. On the track, this horse has all of the credentials needed to win on Monday. Perhaps most notably is that all of his 7 lifetime starts have been contested at a route of ground or distance of ground, giving every indication he'll love running a 1 1/8 on Monday. He's won 2 of his last 3 races at Indiana Downs, a top-tier racino facility with large purses to compete for and the understandably tough competition that goes with it. His best efforts seem to be while competing close to the pace, perhaps evidence of his connection to his speedy grandsire, Phone Trick. He will make his Canadian debut on Monday and will have and deserves to have great respect at the wickets as he looks for his second straight score. Here's a look at Street Prancer.
3 lengths off the lead, and then it's Grandpa's Grand and Haldor dropping out of it as they arrive at the top of the stretch. It's Street Prancer, who's homeward bound, has a lead by a couple of lengths. Big Bright Boy is all out in second, and then it's Showbiz Star. Avanzando's in fourth and 10 off the lead. 16th to go. It's Street Prancer scampering clear by 3 lengths over Big Bright Boy, and Street Prancer prevails. Big Bright Boy holds second. Showbiz Star in third.
And then we finish off with the final entrant, Wilco Rum. The second offering from trainer Wally Pugh, and this one arrives with a bit of an international flavor, if you will, to his resume, having raced most of his career, and even as recently as the beginning of this year in Puerto Rico at a track just outside of San Juan called Hippodromo Camarero. Both of the horses represented by trainer Wally Pugh are sired by Breeders' Cup Juvenile winner Wilco, so strong bloodlines have been passed on. This chestnut colt sports a 7-for-9 top 3 record, including 2 wins to his credit in a brief and still very promising career. His most recent score taking place at Charlestown Racecourse in West Virginia. A pace-stalking effort followed by a homestretch rally against allowance-class horses resulted in the victory. Wilco Rum comes into Monday's affair off of a third-place effort, again in West Virginia at Mountaineer Park. He hopes to regain his winning ways in the Manitoba Derby on Monday and has very accomplished jockey J.D. Acosta in from the East Coast to ride. He has 6 riding titles to his credit, and in 2013 finished third in all of North America for wins by a jockey with 218. Here's a look at Wilco Rum.
Traffic Manager and Angel Cruz at 9-1. The one to catch, lead by a length. On Andy's advice, second. Up the rail, third. Wilco Rum is still there. Outside in fourth, Covert Affair as they hit the top of the stretch for the final round. Here comes a journey down the center of the track from Wilco Rum to take the lead at 9-5. Wilco Rum to the lead. Traffic Manager back second, far outside. He's a prize, trying to get third, but it will be Wilco Rum over Traffic Manager second. Photo finish for the show.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was a look at the field. It's now time to put the race together with the official draw for post positions. To assist in this determination, again, we're very pleased to call upon our special guests for this process. We'd like to recognize and call on, again, Mr. Clayton Gray. And to add to this special process, we are very pleased to recognize and call on the all-time leading trainer at Assiniboia Downs, Mr. Gary Danielson. Gentlemen, if you could please come up. So away we go. Number 7. Oh, okay. Yep. Number 4. Number 4 is Northern Contract. I think so. Just need a moment here. I'll just slide it in. You betcha. Number 3, On Andy's Advice. Number 7, the outside post goes to Street Prancer. Number 6, Storm Chance. Number 2 is Wilco Rum. Number 5 goes to Jet Again. Number 1 to round out the field, Master Lightning. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your field for Monday afternoon's Manitoba Derby. Thank you, gentlemen. Great job. Thank you, Kurt. Excellent job. Thank you. Perfect. We remind you that post time on Monday afternoon is 1:30, an afternoon race card. Everything that we can put forth, we will put forth on that day. horses out on the track, pony horses for the kids to the side. Join us Monday afternoon for the full card that we will complete officially tomorrow. For the members of the media in attendance, a reminder, we'd be pleased to make any introductions to the principals involved in our race. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to taste the fine cuisine of our executive chef, Michael Keeler, and his staff under the direction of Food and Beverage Director, Mr. Manley Chan. So what we'll do is we'll ask if you could please, the first 4 round tables will go up, and then we will direct you on after that. Thank you for joining us. We hope you can join us Friday, Saturday night, and certainly Monday afternoon. Thank you. James. Oh, sure. I'm interrupting the music. I'm trying. I'm just trying. I'm throwing the ball. I'm hoping it finds a strike,
Sometimes you could try harder, but
all of those little cliche things, getting in the corners, mixing it up. It's a team effort, eh, Brian? Oh, sure, absolutely.